Hello guys, Teresa's not here, she's still at work, but I'm going to start the video for making the biscuits. So I normally I've already got around 4 cups of flour in a bowl. I use self-rising flour. If it's an old flour, you can go on ahead and put a couple of teaspoons of baking powder in it to ensure that it's going to rise right. Or if it's a really cheap off-brand flour, you can still do that to make sure it's going to rise right, because I have found that some of the cheaper brands don't rise as good as the more expensive brands. But I got my 4 cups of flour, and I'm going to add a couple tablespoons actual sugar in this. Well, probably about a tablespoon and a half. I don't want to get too much. I don't want to be sweet like a roll. And then I will use real salt that she gets. I'm going to use around a little over a half a tablespoon. Probably about 3/4 of a tablespoon. I'll kind of mix these dry ingredients together a little bit. After I do that, I have a stick of butter. I will stick of butter that's room temperature. I'm gonna chop it up anywhere between half to 3/4. I'm gonna go around close to 3/4 of a stick of actual butter. And then I will take and use real true lard. I will get a couple of scoops. I don't know if you can tell what that is. That's probably I would say 1/4 of a cup. Yeah, 1/4, maybe a half a cup at the most. Make them fluffy. Alright, next I will use what we use for mashed potatoes, and then after I do that, I will use a fork and I'll finish it up with a fork. Kind of trying to push the butter and the lard all in there together, trying to get it mixed in with the flour. Then I will take a fork and start pressing it through there and making them smaller granules on down into where it looks more consistent of kind of like a rice. Just granuled up there some. Just about got this here done the way I want. As you can see, there's some, well, I don't know how well you can see that with the light shining on it, but it's kind of granuled up, kind of like rice in there. Okay, now I'm going to start off with about a cup of buttermilk. I'm going to stir that in. I'm sure I'm going to have some more. start getting kind of cut into it some. About another half a cup, or half to 3/4. So I'm going to add this other half a cup, 3/4 of a cup. See how that there works. Blend this here in. I want it just enough where it's just pulling off the sides good. Now I have to do that. I'm fixing to throw me some flour out here. I'm going to roll this out onto here. I don't know if y'all can see that very well. I'll readjust this here in just a second. Okay, I'm going to put flour on top and then just kind of roll her over and knead it in there together some. And you don't want to just work it and work it and work it till you work it completely down or whatever, or into like a pizza dough or crust, but you just want to knead it a little bit. And then I like poking my fingers in the top because it gives the top of the biscuits a little bit different character. And then I get it down to maybe probably around about 1/2 inch vegetable can. Then I took the label off and I cut it out real smooth, pressed it all down good on the inside, and made a little air hole so that you can get your biscuits out of it good. Just roll it around in some flour some, and then I just start cutting my biscuits out, placing them straight on the pan without greasing it. And when I get down to the end, if I ain't got enough to finish that out, I will go on ahead and roll it up and kind of mash out a few more. Maybe do one more, and then that we'll just leave it be at that. And also, while I've been doing the rest of this, I've had a little saucepan over here that I stuck the rest of that stick of butter in that has been melting. Deer loin cooking down like a roast in the oven right now. But I'm gonna go on ahead and raise my temperature to 415 for me to take that butter that I have had over there, and I'm gonna slightly wipe it across the biscuits before I put them in the oven for, I would say, somewhere around 8 to 10 minutes, or until golden brown on top. While we're waiting on biscuits, we can find out what makes me go round. Well, I like fishing. I can tell a bigger fish story than the last person did. like artifact hunting, play a guitar, build things, drive trucks. A lot of things I don't like, but I won't get into politics. So. Okay, it's been about 14-15 minutes. It's awful warm. We'll come over here to look at the biscuits. As you can see, they're very nice and golden brown. Take the rest of this butter now, and you can, if you prefer, you can add just a little bit of like garlic powder in it to give your biscuits kind of a garlic flavor to it. I do actually love cooking a lot. Something that I enjoy. Good biscuits. I don't know if y'all can see them, but them are just beautiful, flaky, steamy biscuits. She called me a while ago, said that she was just then getting off of work. A guy called in sick, so she had to go into town to the main office and work. But that is a good pile of biscuits there. If you like it, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next go round when she figures out something else for me to be on here with. Well, I'm a pretty good deer hunter too. I've gotten several of them with vehicles, especially big trucks. They ain't got a chance. Run over or tenderized. Probably can't say all that on there though. Yeah, that probably gets you in trouble. I just need to shut up. But they're in the oven though, right alongside with biscuits.